Not to be confused with herbs, which are fresh, spices instead are dried parts of plants used to enhance the flavor, color or aroma of the food. India, a South Asian country, has long dominated the global spice market and is the world's largest producer, consumer, and exporter of spices. The Indian spice trade dates back to 2000 BC and today contributes to about 75% of world spice production. But do you know which spice costs an astounding $10,000 for a kilo? All that and more will be covered on this channel, your source for fact-checked information. Before we start the countdown, if you learned something new today, then leave a comment. Cardamom is a spice that originated in southwest India and Sri Lanka and is of two forms, the green small cardamom and the brown big cardamom. The key ingredient in garam masala and things like Indian masala chai, sweets, curries and cuisines such as biryani, cardamom gives a sweet herbal and smoky flavor to the food. Green cardamom is more expensive of the two, reaching about $65 for a kilogram. Harvesting the small seeds is a very time-consuming and a complicated process. Related to ginger, turmeric and cardamom, grains of paradise spices are native of Ghana, Liberia, and Togo. Also known as alligator pepper, guinea pepper or Roman pepper, these pyramid-shaped seeds are an aromatic and a more flavorful substitute for black pepper. A staple part of many African cuisines, it is now gaining much popularity across the world for the interesting way it changes a dish's aroma than by just using pepper. A kilo of grains of paradise doesn't come cheap and is priced at around $70. The kaffir lime is a wild Indonesian lime variety and is an integral part of many famous Southeast Asian foods. Many curries, stews, salads and soups from the Thai, Malaysian, Indonesian and Cambodian cuisines need this spice. Although the dried kaffir lime does not have the intense citrusy flavor as the fresh one, it still elevates the dish with its bold and hard to replicate flavor. A kilogram of dried kaffir lime leaves can go for $80. Black cumin is a spice mostly grown in Egypt, Iran, Morocco, and India. In northern India, it is known as kala jeera. Black cumin is thinner, smaller and much darker than regular cumin and has a sweeter flavor. Often confused with black caraway or onion seeds due to its appearance, black cumin is very hard to find, thus making it expensive. It is sold for about $85 per kilogram. Almost alien to Mediterranean cuisine today, long pepper was loved by ancient Greeks and Romans. It was replaced by chili peppers after the discovery of Americas, but long pepper still constitutes as a common ingredient in Indian, Pakistani and Nepali cuisines. In the Indian subcontinent it is known as pipli. It tastes similar to black pepper, but is a way hotter and complex spice. Combined with limited production, the price can reach up to $100 for a kilo. The sapotida is the dried latex extracted from the rhizome sap of Ferula plant, a process similar to rubber tapping. Primarily cultivated in Iran, Afghanistan, and Kazakhstan, raw sapotida is unpalatable in its purest form. Because of its sulfur-rich pungency and stinging flavor, it was given the name stinking gum or devil's dung. Though forgotten in Europe, the spice still plays an important role in Indian cuisine. The cost of 1 kilo of pure sapotida can reach up to $140. Also spelled as mahalipi, mahalab or mahalep, this spice comes from the cherry stones of the St. Lucie cherry tree, a plant variety in the Middle East, the Mediterranean and southern Europe. The seed kernel is ground to a powder, and the spice flavor is described as similar to marzipan. Used for centuries in the Middle East cuisines and in baked goods such as Turkish pastries, Arabic scones and Armenian Easter bread, mahalab costs $150 per kilogram. Vanilla is a flavor loved around the world and is a main ingredient in cakes, cookies, ice creams and other sweet foods. Vanilla grows in South Pacific or Central and South America, but it doesn't have the quality of the Madagascar vanilla, which is also the world's biggest producer. The process of hand-pollinating the vanilla flower is very complicated and time-consuming process, making pure vanilla pod so expensive. Usually sold between $200 to $350 per kilo, the price of Madagascar vanilla has soared to even $600 in recent years. Fennel pollen is the most potent part of the fennel plant and tastes very different from common fennel powder. It has a wonderful aroma and adds a sweet savory flavor to the food. Even a tiny pinch of the dried fennel pollen gives a gastronomic experience, which is why it is an extremely trendy ingredient in high-end restaurants. The pollen is very hard to harvest and involves intense labor, making it exotic. The price for a kilo of fennel pollen may reach around $1,000. Used since thousands of years, saffron comes from the stigma of Crocus sativus flower, a domesticated plant that has no known wild relative. Each flower has 3 stigmas, and it takes up to 150,000 flowers to produce 1 kilo of dried saffron threads. What's more, harvesting saffron crocus is limited to just 3 weeks in a year, and each flower has to be manually picked early in the morning to lock in the flavor. A kilo of best quality saffron can cost anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000. Its flavor is described as subtle and complex floral taste that is earthy, delicate and distinct. Arguably, no other spice can recreate his unique flavor and is worth every bit of its astounding price tag. Best quality saffron is found in France and Iran, with Greece, Italy, and India also having substantial production. That was all for today. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave us a like. Check out our top 10 playlist for more fascinating topics. To never miss a Dr. Bot video, click on the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell.